Welcome back to the channel, everyone. We have some new power out here and we have some vintage classic power out here. We're on the edge of the woods, and the reason for our adventures today is because last summer the power company came in and they did a lot of maintenance on this line where it goes all the way down to the main line along the road, but they cut a lot of old, over mature or dangerous trees out from the right-of-way where it comes all the way up here to the house. And there's a giant oak tree back here that they cut down as well. You'll admire the Super M on the way by. So Senior's down here right now. They deemed this tree to be over mature because they only come through about once every 10 years. They're thinking more of what this tree was going to look like 10 years from now, and they decided to go ahead and take it down. So you can see they cut quite a lot of the limbs off, and we have a lot of odd length stuff in here. Senior and I, you can see from the top piles that are around, we got the tops cut away a couple of weeks ago. So now we're salvaging all of this wood. All of these branches are going to be firewood. This end up here is going to be firewood. It's awfully knotty down through here, but we get down to where he is, we've got some lumber logs, saw logs in there.
Probably two of them.
Probably two of them. You're thinking a little bit more than 8 feet apiece.
Yeah, I'm going about 9 in case I need to butt them off. That end needs to be butted.
Yep, so
Got some heavy limb stuff here, so.
But what we're going to do is try to get the main trunk pulled out of here first. And it was a pretty solid tree when you look at the stump, but like I said, they were thinking more about what it was going to be like in 10 years. Pretty good frost crack comes all the way in. That usually starts some rot in the center. So, but it's still a pretty good sized trunk. And we were talking about skidding it out, probably the 2 saw logs in one length, right?
Yeah, I might go 2 saw logs and 1 firewood chunk.
Okay, so we'll see what happens, because we're on the edge of the hill, slopes down to the swamp. We don't want this to take off and start rolling and get any further away. And I still can't drive the RD6. Senior doesn't want to mess with the RD6, so we don't have a lot for pulling power to get down here on this slope. So we're going to use mechanical advantage. I think we're going to take the Super M and some pulleys, some snatch blocks, some cable. We're going to park the line several times, increase our pull, use leverage to our advantage, and see if we can't drag the giant log out of here with the Farmall. Oh, pinched it.
Yeah, that's no big deal.
We'll get it out of there.
All the way through.
Yep. There we go. Just took the bind off it a little bit.
Yep, it wasn't bad. Just enough I don't want to bend the bar.
All right, after some rigging, we've got one end of the cable hooked to the M. This is a 3/4 diameter cable, so I know we're not going to exceed what our pull capacity is with the Super M. And we've got 2 blocks here. So this is basically a guide block anchored off to the bottom of this heavy tree. That routes the cable down here to this block. So that is going to wrap around there and basically cut the amount of pull in half. It comes back up to this block, anchored off again to the base of this big tree. It wraps around there, basically cuts the pull in half again. And we come back here, and the other end of the cable is hooked to the chain that is wrapped around the trunk of the big log. So let's see if we've got enough pull to take this up out of here. And I can't find a place where we're going to have a good view of the Super M, but he's just going to pull. We'll see what happens. Oh, no problem. He doesn't even sound like he's working that hard. And see, we're just we're cinching the line between the pulleys. He can go a little bit more. I'm flagging him. And stop. Stop. We're good. All right. Now we've got it this far. We rehook. We get get it the rest of the way up to the road. Okay, we relocated our upper pull point from the base of this tree, and you can see how we took it from down there and we aimed it right toward where all the pulleys were last time. So we just moved those blocks and the cable up to the base of this tree right here. Same setup, just a different tree. So now we're going to take it and steer it from heading into that other tree. It's going to pivot a little bit and it should come straight up towards right here. We just need to get the tractor hooked to it right now. Okay, pull your slack tight. I'll watch it. Let me go check this far in before you pull. These are good for picking up a lot of trash. We're hooked well down there. Give her a try. Trying to idle. Yep, we're gonna watch the M. He's just idling right now. He's not even working. See that? It's just pulling it right along. No drama whatsoever. Good. All right. Now we see how heavy it is. The Kubota has a 1700 pound lifting capacity. Yep. We'll get the chain looped off now that we're not on it. There we are. It's heavy though. You can hear the hydraulics whine a little bit when he lifts. So there's half of it. There'll be a few boards in there. Frost crack here, like I said. A little bit of an imperfection right there, but for the most part, it's got potential. I think we need a cant hook. We gotta roll it. Oh, he's got it though. He's light on the back end. I just saw him spinning. There you are, front wheel assist. He's just barely got it. He's gonna push it on using that tree. There, now he can at least lift it. He's trying to get a curl on the forks. It's too heavy. He can at least lift it and it should roll itself the rest of the way back if he gets it up high enough. I think we're getting pretty close to topping out with that, the big end one down there. Okay. Okay, we're hooked up to the firewood end of the log. This is the upper half. It's going to be a lot lighter, a lot smaller than the first one, so we're only putting the one pulley in. So we've got the cable looped through it. We're going to anchor it off where Senior is up there on the one end, hook the other end of the Super M, and that should be plenty of advantage to get this piece out of here. Plus it'll give us a longer pull. We're not burning so much cable going back and forth and back and, you know, all of that. I'll go ahead and flag them on. We might scar up that little broken off maple right there. That's no big deal at all. He's pulling a little bit harder with this one, but it's handling it, no problem. Stay clear of the end of this in case it decides to whip around. Perfect. Pulleys in the cable do a very good job. Now we're gonna get the smaller pieces. We've got all the big stuff out of the way, so all firewood here. Yeah, hung up on the tree. It's one way to get it free. All right, let's see if you can get it around these trees. We're pretty close. Yep, there we go. Bit of a break in the action I want to show you all. We can see this old remnant of a stump right here. We go not too far over. There's another one right there. Come down in here just a little ways. We can find another one still right here. You can tell they've been here for a long time. That's all that's left of them. We've got a fourth one right over here, and most people would think that's just a stump. These are all old pine stumps, and this used to be pine country in here. Originally it was pretty much all pine. We didn't have the hardwood oak and the hardwood maple that we have now. We didn't have the birch, and then we have a lot of what right there in front of Senior. It's always been called a popple tree around here. Most people know it as poplar. It's a regional thing. They've always called it popple here, but once upon a time it was pretty much predominantly just pine through this entire area. Nothing else grew, and these old stumps are well more than 100 years old. And I can walk this property and I could show you at least 100 of those easily without even really having to look. And that dates back to, well, the Great Fire of 1894, or what a lot of people know as the Hinckley Fire. The logging practices back then were to basically clear cut these entire tracts of pine around here, and what they would do with the tops and the limbs is just cut them off of the trunks and leave them lay wherever they fell. So the whole countryside was full of just tinder dry fuel. Couple that with a drought, a severe drought that had lasted several months, And once that fire was ignited, it burned over 300,000 acres in about 4 hours. It's amazing how fast those fires went. There were even people in Iowa, the state below us, that thought the smoke and just everything from that fire that was visible was nearby to them. It was that big and it was that violent and it went that fast. They have a fire museum down in Hinckley for the Hinckley fire, and you can see there where pictures of the old railroad track, it burned so hot it buckled the railroad rail so that it just snaked side to side. It wasn't straight anymore. Down in Hinckley, where the rail cars were left on the sidings and on the train tracks, the fire went through and it burned so hot that when they came back, the truck wheels were stuck to the railroad rails. They even have where there was an old barrel of nails, and it burned so hot it melted all those nails into one solid iron block. So there was nothing left after that fire had went through, and that's why it's still such a well-known thing around here. It didn't burn through this area where we stand, but it stopped probably within a 5-minute car ride of where we are right here. It's still a pretty well-known thing around this area, but it's just neat to still be able to walk these woods, see remnants of that time, and how, you know, the human presence completely changes the landscape. We went from primarily a pine dominant forest to basically taking just about all the pine out, and it turned into a mix of hardwoods and some softwoods. So a lot of people think cutting a tree down out here is destroying virgin timber or, you know, nature. None of this is as it once was before humans. It's all permanently been altered. But history lesson for the day. Okay, seniors hauling the cable back. Let's see where the end of it is. Right here. There it goes. So we'll go down that road back to the pole barn where we store it away. I'll show you all. We got everything that we needed to get from the woods for firewood. All in all, the day went pretty well, and with all that rigging, it pulled the big trunks out of there with ease. So we're quite a bit cleaner in here until we scraped a lot of the underbrush out. It's all right. A little bit easier to walk around, but we've got everything for firewood, at least up here, to where we can now start blocking it into more manageable lengths, getting it hauled out, and those two are the saw logs over there on the perimeter. Thank you for watching, everyone. We still have quite a bit left to do before it gets dark here, so I'll let you all go. Hope you enjoyed the episode, and I hope to see y'all back again. Been trying to work on actually smiling at the end. I think I'm smiling, and I'm just kind of like, I thought I was smiling anyway. Bonus footage for those of you who stuck around to the very end. 2 forkfuls on the Kubota and a full trailer load behind the Super M. We've got it all cleaned up over there.